Greetings traders, it's Mohan here on Sunday night, July 21st with a recap for the Boomerang Day Trader Profit Report. This report is based on the signals given by the Boomerang Day Trader system, and this week we're featuring crude oil. Another big week in crude oil, and I'll go over that with you in just a second. Make sure and understand the risk disclosure and the disclaimer about futures trading, and that is very risky and only risk capital should be employed. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. So the report this week, the summary is right here, and it's pretty simple, but it steady, approximate 5 to 7 trades a day. If you're just patient and wait for them, I'm going to go over those with you in a few minutes. This is going to be a very short tape, but I just want to do these every week and give you a recap on the Boomerang Day Trader. For the product crude oil, the contract symbol CL from 725 to 729. Let me fix that real quick. Hey, there we go. 725 to 729. Net $3,152 per contract. So you can see if you're trading 3 to 4 contracts, you'd have had a really big week. 330 ticks on 33 trades. It's $10 per tick. I think for the whole week we only had one stop loss in all of them. What we do is we use a 8 to 10 tick gain on each trade. Most of them will hit 10 ticks, and we use a 13 tick stop on the right setup, which I'll go over in a minute. But after 33 round turns, it's $148 for the broker commission, and net, like I show up here, is after commissions $3,152 if you took all the trades and you caught them all right at the entry and captured 8 to 10 ticks on most of those trades. You would have caught at least 8, but 10, we usually say 8 to 10 because sometimes you get a little slippage on the entries I'm going to show you, so you have to compensate for that. So you figure at least $3,000 per contract. Okay, let's move on, and I will go over those trades with you now. Now here's coming in on the 25th here. Usually this is a West Coast chart. Crude oil usually opens up right around 5:30 to 6 o'clock on the West Coast time, which is equivalent to about 8:30 to 9 on the East Coast, the EST. So again, it's going to be a short, brief video. I'm going to do these every week. I just want to recap this for you. So the way it works is all we look for on Boomerang Day Trader. This is these two trend bands here. This is the dynamic trend band number 1, this magenta band. The thicker one is dynamic trend band number 2. Traveling through that is the trade signal line, and these yellow dots are pullbacks to the signal line after a trade channel is opened. You can learn more about the exact boomerang method on a special video I made, which is on our blog. Let me show you that real quick while we've got the video starting here. Let me show you that real quick so you'll know where to go. If you want to study the method in more detail, here is a video that goes over that. And again, the method I just gave you the method exactly, so it's really that's all there is to it. But well, I'll tell you in a second. What you have to do with the crude oil is, here it is here. It's you can read this article with a tape that explains successful crude oil trading. We're running 97% winning trades again this week, and this video and everything explains the exact method for trading, and I'll show you that in a second here too. But make sure and watch this video as well as the one today. This one's going to be very quick and very brief. I'm not going to go over all the trades, but a vast majority of them. Okay, so here we go. So the way it works is you get a trade channel, in this case a sell trade channel, which is a shaded area here, and a sell arrow pointing down. You don't do anything until either the dynamic trend bands match color. In 90% of the cases we're going to look for matching color, or the dynamic trend band number 1 is crossed over number 2, and right at that crossover you can take the trade. Well, you see right here that the dynamic trend bands are matching. We're in a sell channel up here, so you go short at $43.47. That was the price. And 47, we're looking for 10 ticks, so to be looking for 37 or lower. So you can see there was 10 ticks there. You see that? Dynamic trend bands match color, pull back to the signal line. You go up here, and when they hit that, it's because the price marker is marked right here. and the price marker for the sig line is priced on the right side. They're here in gray, but they're going to be live in the red colors here. All you do is when those price markers merge with the trade sig line, you hit your sell button, you'll see a yellow dot print in a millisecond and alarm go off too. But generally we don't recommend you wait for that alarm, but just get them right at the trade sig line when everything's matching, and the alarm will definitely go off and the alert, the price dot on the sig line. So there's our first trade there. Let me go through these really quick. Here's another sell channel, no trade here. It's a buy trade in the buy channel, but there's no buy trade because matching dynamic trend bands are reddish color. Sell channel opening up here, matching dynamic trend bands. 31 has to come down to 21. It comes down to 22. So there's that 8 to 10 ticks. You would just clip the 8 ticks there in that case. It'd have been a good trade. Now here's the dynamic trend bands matching. A pullback the sig line at 36, so we're looking for 46. There's a run up to 45. Again, these two trades, for some reason, they're missing our 10 tick goal by a tick, but we got a 13 tick stop on there, and you just nip off the 8 to 10 ticks in there, and you're going to do really well. Here's a sell channel, but it's not a sell trade because the dynamic trend bands aren't matching where the dots are, which mark the pullbacks to the signal line. So no trade there, just waiting for the next trade. Nothing in here, just all crazy whipsaw going on. Just stand aside and wait, and it'll all pass eventually here. Try not to trade. Don't trade in the middle of whipsaw. There's no real purpose to that. You just got to wait until you get a nice smooth setup. Let the whipsaw pass, and here we go. The prices start moving down. They hit the opening sell channel here, and then you got a confirmation candle and a pullback sig line, and there's 10 ticks there for our third winner in the row on this day. Coming over here, we get a nice smooth crossover, fresh new crossover. Buy channel opening up, the dynamic trend bands cross here, and you can catch them, like I mentioned earlier, right at the crossover, or if they match colors, but you're better off just grabbing them right in this case at the crossover, and that would have been 09, which ran up to 18. So that's again, oddly missing it by one tick there. That's why I say 8 to 10 ticks. Just when they get up to 8 ticks, 9 ticks, whatever, 10, grab them. Sometimes they go much further than 10 ticks, but that's the general rule for that. So going through the rest of the day, nothing really to do here. The market just getting full of whipsaw again. This one could argue this was a trade, but the truth is these are such huge spike candles. This is the market just whipsawing into the close, which is right around 11:30 or so my time, and 11:30, 2:30 on the East Coast. So day one, great day on day one with 4 winning trades there. Coming into the 26th, get over to the opening area here, just scrolling along. Okay, here's the opening right in this area here, and they got a buy channel, opens up here, pull back the sig line, and there's 10 ticks. I'm going to speed up a little bit now. Buy channel, pull back with matching dynamic trend bands here, 10 ticks. Crossover has occurred on the downside, the sell channel, and you can see right here the trend bands are matching colors, so you go short at 01, and 01 comes down to 89 for 10 ticks. No trade here. No trade here is a whipsaw up, and they make a strong whipsaw down move. Don't trade the whipsaw, just let it pass. It will pass eventually. This second level kind of whipsaw trade, there's nothing to do here. Just wait for another crossover. Wait for a nice smooth crossover with the matching dynamic trend bands. It's the easiest, hardest part of trading with Boomerang on crude oil or any of our contracts, which are all 90% winning trade guarantee on the U.S. stock indexes and the crude oil. Crude oil is, like I said, is running 95 to 97% winning trades. New buy channel, matching dynamic trend bands. 82 is a pullback entry, and they run up to 94 for 12 ticks there. Up to 12. Crossover right here, matching dynamic trend bands. Pull back to the signal line at 89. 89 comes down to 80. Again, that weird missing it by a tick. Usually they hit 10 plus ticks. But that's why I say 8 to 10. You just get in there and work the contract. It's your business. It's your livelihood. You come in and you work the contract and you'll see the results. Here's like a strange sort of trade setup with the matching dynamic trend bends in a sell channel, but because it's coming off of very, very heavy whipsaw candles here, you probably wouldn't have taken the trade. Let's see how it went anyway. 87 came down to 80, so 7 ticks. It held the stop and then ended up giving the ticks again. If you held through this, you would have not got stopped out, but here, again's a sell trade, matching dynamic trend bands here. 83 comes down to 70 for 10 ticks there. A new crossover with a buy channel, pull back the sig line, and 10 ticks there in the later part of the afternoon. So rather than sitting at an office all day, you can sit at home in the comfort of your own home, wait for these setups, and make a target goal of making $500 or $1,000 a day. Very, very possible with Boomerang Day Trader, whether you're trading the U.S. stock indexes or crude oil, or stack them both on your chart and work them both. Not a problem. If one gets a little slower and choppy, just switch over to the other one, see if the action's going on over there. New buy channel here, pull back the signal line at 4,300, runs up to 43.10 exactly for 8 to 10 ticks. Comes over here and they make a fast drop on the crossover and it's gone. Market just sold right off. Remember that? That was the other day. Big, heavy crude oil sell-off. No re-entries here on the crude oil, although we do have a trade which is known as a trend trade intraday, and what happens there is when the dynamic trend band number 1 crosses over this cobra, that's this dotted line here, I forgot to mention it earlier, and pulls back to the cobra, which it did right here, you go ahead and take another 10 ticks on that. So that was a trend trade there, and they just blew them out on the downside. It was unbelievable. I remember that day. Buy channel, nothing going on here. Too much whips, way too much whipsaw. Let it pass until you get a smoother channel, a new channel opening here, where everything's kind of more compacted, closer together. Not this whipsaw flying off the handle. Buy right here with the matching dynamic trend bands. 05 runs up to 19, so there's 10 ticks there. Same thing, waiting for a crossover matching trend bands, which occurs right here. Short at 42.12, runs to 15 and then down for 10 ticks. And again, more sell-off as crude goes nuts. Goes into a whipsaw mode here. You got to just stand aside, nothing to do here. The whipsaw weighted with Boomerang is when you see counter-colored candles coming in, big giant candles, long spread candles. Just stand aside. But then here you can see we get a smooth, tighter compacted unit here. A buy channel opens up, pull back the sig line at 88, and 88 runs up to 97. So again, 9 tick type of deal, just barely making it there. And that was the end of that session. Let me hurry through the other two. Now, if you own Boomerang, you can do this on your own. Just switch over to the crude oil contract, and you can check it all yourself. Let me do this real quick here. Sell, 10 ticks. Buy here, matching dynamic trend bands, 10 ticks. Sell channel, dynamic trend bands matching here, 10 ticks. Down here goes into whipsaw mode, which is a common thing after a large extended move. Matching dynamic trend bands right here. 10 ticks on the way down they go. Nothing to do here. 10 tick or sell channel, matching dynamic trend bands, another 10 ticks there. This was a big winning day here. Chop mode and coming into the close. We don't usually trade right into the close, but I measured the results, which is based on going up to 2 o'clock. Close is about a half an hour, 45 minutes after that. So, new day in pre-market. They're rallying up here, so if you were in there sitting in pre-market, you would have caught the first trade. But if not, right here, there's a crossover, right, like I said, exactly at the crossover, or with the colors matching, you go short. There's 10 ticks there. And crossovers here, but they've already ran. Nothing to do here except wait. we don't get a counter buy, so you had to sit through all this and wait. That's part of the fun of trade. Same here, you had to wait. Not much you could do because it was just you have to wait for the signals. That's how you get your paycheck. It's like anything. Um, Sell crossover has already occurred. Matching dynamic trend bands right here, 10 ticks. Sell, matching dynamic trend bands, 10 ticks. It's like clockwork. Matching dynamic trend bands, up they go for 10 ticks. And same here, matching dynamic trend bands, and down they go. Now this is a little later in the session, so we won't count that one. And that covered the entire week. Like I said, just again, a quick recap was on crude oil last week when we just finished off. Net 3,000 to $3,150 after commission. 330 ticks on 33 trades, $10 a tick. There was only one stop out in there. 33 round turns, $148 commission. So a nice $3,000 week there if you caught all the signals on Boomerang, which are very easy to catch. You just have to learn this simple method and follow them, and you'll do real well. So thanks for joining with us today, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week on the next week's recap as well.